There was a time in my life where I had no job, no business, and zero income. 6 months before this, I honestly thought I was about to become a very successful entrepreneur. I couldn't have been more wrong. Hi there, I'm Fola. If you enjoy honest conversations about career, leadership, and personal growth, you're in the right place. A few years ago, I did something many people usually dream about. I quit my job to become an entrepreneur. At the time, it felt like it was the brave thing to do, the exciting thing to do, the smart thing to do. 6 months into a new role, I had decided corporate life is not for me. I wasn't enjoying the job. I wanted more freedom, more control over my time, more control over my future, and ultimately, more income. So I started looking into business opportunities. I raised money, created a plan, did my research, and in my head, I was already an entrepreneur. There was only one small problem. I hadn't actually started the business. Have you ever been so confident about a decision that you didn't ever think anything could possibly go wrong? That was me. In fact, I was so confident, I just typed my resignation letter and sent. Yeah. I can still remember how excited I felt. I was thinking, this is it. This is the beginning of my success story. I had raised money, I had done my research, I had a business idea, I had confidence. But what I didn't have was an actual business. And looking back now, the audacity is actually impressive because I had only been in that job for about 6 months. But the truth is, I wasn't just enjoying it. Every morning felt like I was dragging myself to work. That could only translate to one thing: entrepreneurship. Freedom, being my own boss, making more money, building something for myself. Eventually, I settled on a logistic business. But this wasn't the kind of business I could possibly run alone. It depended on delivery riders. By the time, I thought, how hard can it be? Apparently, very hard. Before I resigned, people tried to warn me. Some even asked, are you sure you're ready? Some said, why don't you keep your job and run the business by the side? But in my mind, they are living in fear. Why are they so afraid to take risks? But looking back now, they weren't afraid. They were wise. So, I resigned, I started a business, and for a brief moment, I felt like an entrepreneur. Then reality arrived. I thought the hardest part would be getting customers. Apparently it wasn't. It was managing people. That was when it dawned on me that these riders actually represent my brand. That meant that if a driver was rude, it was my reputation. If he disappeared, it was my reputation. If a package was not delivered, it was still my reputation. I still remember getting calls from customers. Where is my package? Meanwhile, the rider's phone was switched off. And the funny thing was that the customers were not angry with the rider. They were angry with me because to them, I was the business. Every single day felt like I was putting out one fire after another. I wasn't building a business. I was managing crisis. Because I thought once I raised money, everything would be fine and everything would work out for itself. But it didn't. I thought passion could carry me. It didn't. I thought hard work alone would solve operational challenges. But it didn't. Then 4 months in, I started wondering, are you sure I've not made a big mistake? 6 months in, I couldn't deny it anymore. Business wasn't growing, the income was not matching the stress. I was exhausted, I was frustrated, and honestly, I was embarrassed. Eventually, I made one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. I shut the business down. And that wasn't because I was lazy or didn't believe in entrepreneurship, but because I had underestimated what it took to build a business that heavily depends on people. I thought that was the end of my problems. So I told myself, no worries, you get another job, right? After all, I've worked before. I had experience, I had a good CV. So what could possibly go wrong? For sure, I'll get another role quickly. But I didn't. Weeks became months, Months became even more months, and suddenly I was unemployed. The business had failed, the salary had stopped, my confidence had taken a hit. And then I found myself asking one painful question: why did I quit my job? That season humbled me, but it also taught me a lesson I would never forget. The mistake wasn't starting a business. As a matter of fact, I would encourage people to build businesses. The mistake was quitting my job before the business proved that it could survive. I treated a business idea like a successful business. Those are two completely different things. Today, when someone tells me I'm thinking of resigning so that I can focus on my side hustle, I would ask them one question: can your business survive if you don't touch it for a few days? Is it generating consistent income? Have you solved your biggest operational problem? If the answer is no, you're probably not ready to resign. Today, I'll do it differently. I'll keep my salary and I'll build quietly. I'll test the business. I'll make mistakes while I'm earning every other month. I'll wait till the business is paying me consistently before asking it to replace my salary. Entrepreneurship is still one of the greatest ways to build wealth. I still believe that. But I also learned that having courage without strategy is just risk. If I could sit down with the younger version of myself today, I'll tell her this: don't resign because you're excited. Don't resign because you're frustrated. And please, don't resign because social media has convinced you that entrepreneurship is glamorous. Resign when the numbers make sense. Resign when your business is already standing on its own. Resign when you're running towards stability, not running away from discomfort. Because there's a huge difference between having a business idea and having an actual business. And most times, the smartest entrepreneurs are not the ones who quit first. They are the ones who build quietly until quitting becomes the obvious next step. If this story sounds anything like where you are today, let me know in the comment section. Have you ever been tempted to quit your job to chase a dream, or have you already done it? I would like to hear your interesting experience.